Hey everyone, we got another video for you guys, and this is actually a hype of Spider-Man on PS4, the new game that's going to release on the 7th of September, and I have to say I'm absolutely excited about this game. This new trailer came out and it is actually the photo mode. We can see Spidey swinging through, looks like Times Square. He pauses the game and all of a sudden you go into photo mode. And one of the things I absolutely like, I'm going to slow the video down a little bit here, is that Spider-Man actually follows the camera slightly. You can see it slightly as his face starts to follow where the camera is when you start turning it. So I think that's actually pretty cool. But just looking at this, it doesn't look like, with the talk about the downgrade for graphics and stuff like that, I don't think necessarily it was downgraded. Maybe it's just a little bit of this trailer footage when they give you to hype the game up a little bit more, because I'll have to switch it over to a scene where we see Peter Parker, Aunt May, and it looks like Miles Morales from the animated Spider-Man series, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It doesn't really blow me away. It doesn't really scream out to me this is one of the best graphically speaking games that there can possibly be out there. Let me see if I can find that video footage for you guys. I mean, graphically speaking, it does look pretty good, but these are the cutscenes. These are the CMG or the CGI graphics, which always look really, really nice. But there is one part, I'm going to see if I can find that video footage for you guys. It just doesn't really blow me away, graphically, like something like Uncharted did. But it's not bad. It's really, really good still. I just think that, like I said, it's not going to blow you away graphically speaking. And some of the downgrades, yeah, it's because CGI, pre-rendered cutscenes that are in the game, and then you actually play the game itself, and it does change a little bit. But man, I was blown away by this photo mode where you can see Spider-Man perched up top of some tall building, and it just looks phenomenal. Now, there are always exclusives with PS4 that have awesome photo modes. One is Uncharted, which, by the way, I think personally is the best looking game out there, and a very close second is Horizon Zero Dawn. So those are the two, graphically speaking, that are some of the best. And then there's God of War, and then there's what's the other one, Last of Us, which is another really good game by the makers of Uncharted. So it's just this is one game that I'm actually looking very much forward to seeing in person and live and getting a hold of it. I'll probably have to rent it or maybe even pre-order it, but just depends on what's going on with me and time-wise. But anyway, just looking at this, I just love the fact that you can put poses on comic books. I know it's not really necessary. It's not something that typically you're gonna really like doing, but it's kind of like what Yakuza was doing with the media games, where you can actually play some of the old Sega games and Sega titles. But it's just something that gets gets you going, gets you more hyped and into the game itself. I just absolutely love it. I love the fact that there's one cutscene that we can see as Spider-Man. They're putting in a pizza versus pancakes, where his thoughts are for that day, as he's watching the city for crime and stuff like that. So I just think that's actually really cool. You can change the apertures, you can change the lighting, you can change the mood, and I just gotta say, man, when I first saw this, I was absolutely blown away by it. And yeah, it may just be one little part for the game, but like I said, I was blown away when I first saw it, and I was like, wow, that game looks absolutely just really pristine. Like I said, in Uncharted, you can actually go in there, stop the game, kind of like what you did here with Spider-Man when he's going down free fall, and then he catches his web and starts swinging. This is something that you can see in a lot of these PS4 exclusives, and man, they are really setting the bar high with graphically speaking. Now, I don't know if there's a whole lot of downgrade, but I mean, if you're looking from this trailer, and it probably was just pre-rendered, especially with a lot of this stuff asking questions about the PS4, the downgrades and stuff like that. But like I said, I looking at the character rendering when they were doing the actual little cutscenes with Mary Jane, Miles Morales, Aunt May, I wasn't blown away by it. It was nice. It wasn't real bad, and yeah, it was passable. I just think that a lot of people have set the bar really high, and Insomniac has a big task ahead of themselves with this new title that they have in their possession. So I think it's going to come out pretty good. I wish that they would have given us a demo before we actually got a hold of the game, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that you really want to get a hold of and say, wow, this is actually really worth it. But a lot of these conventions and stuff around the country that was going on earlier this year, they were giving a demo for everyone, which you can find on my channel. Also, I put a link in there for you guys so you guys can see what the actual gameplay looked like. I liked it. I just wish that, when they're flying around or slinging their webs everywhere, it just kind of looks empty in the city. If you look at the mini maps, there's not a whole lot going on. You can actually push R3 to scan for any crime in the area, which is going to be pretty cool. I just wish that there's other places like that transition. We haven't had any video footage of the metro, but we do see a couple of funny screenshots where Spider-Man's actually on the metro on the subway, and it's just kind of like a cutscene, so you can fast travel from one location to the other. I just think that's actually pretty cool. One guy is holding his newspaper looking at him. Another guy looks like he's actually falling asleep on Spider-Man, so it's a pretty funny stuff. I think that's going to add a value to the game, and we all love the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I just wish and I hope that there's a lot more stuff going on that will kind of pull us back into the game a little bit more. I know the web slingings is something that's really important, but I also think that giving Spider-Man that friendly feel to him, that he can connect with his community, not like some of these other superheroes that they're there and they're not really, you can't really connect with them. Like, I'm going to put a screenshot up here of a Spider-Man who's actually a person just cleaning windows, I think, and saying hi to a child in the photo. I just think that this is some of the stuff that they can also incorporate, as long as with that metro scene, that transition where Spider-Man just hanging out, maybe watching the ball game or something like that on television through the window, not in a creepy way, but in a funny way, in a way that Spider-Man can connect with them and maybe get handed popcorn or some sort of pop. I just think that'd be something that, like, a nice little addition to the game, kind of like what happened in the movie Batman. I can't remember which one it was, but he was hanging in Arkham City, or Arkham, he was hanging out somewhere in Arkham, one of the bad places, and then all of a sudden it was from Batman Begins, so it was the first of new remakes, and that little boy sees him hanging upside down or looking through a window. I think he was looking at Scarecrow at the time, so he hands the boy his see-through binoculars or something like that. I can't remember what kind of gadget it was, but it was pretty cool, and that's just something that probably could be initiated and put in there and, like, say, this is why we love our Spider-Man. I know it's just something small and something different, but I just think that'd be something to add to the value of why we love him. But also, just jumping back to the photo mode trailer that came out. My goodness, I love seeing all that. How tall, how far up you really were in the actual cityscape that we're looking at. Man, it looks absolutely wonderful. So I'm really hyped about this. Want to know what you guys think. Are you guys hyped about it? Or are you gonna wait and see if it's gonna disappoint or it's gonna be awesome? I think it's gonna be pretty cool. I've yet to see what the statue reveal is. I know that's part of one of the pre-order bonuses, the collector's edition, if I'm not mistaken. You don't get a game with it, but you do get all the other stuff. But I don't know. I just want to see what the actual statue looks like, and I just hope they kind of do justice to the game and really do Spider-Man. And it looks like they're going to do a really good job. But anyway, that's going to be the video for today. I just wanted to kind of point that out. And I say that it looks absolutely spectacular when you can jump into photo mode in the middle of fighting or other things like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Let me know what you think. Are you hyped about the game, or are you kind of on a fence saying, well, I'm going to wait, the Call of Duty, or I'm sorry, not Call of Duty, but Battlefield 5 beta is coming out. I'm going to have to wait for that. And also, another big release is Dragon Quest 11. I know a lot of folks that like Spider-Man and other types of games, they might not be so much into a JRPG, but it's a big release at the same time as Spider-Man. Anyway, guys, I'm Life for God. I will be signing out now. I will see you when I see you.
I mean, you have like a cell phone in your pockets or something? for the players.